Welcome everyone, this is Mike Hamilton from Trade the Easy Way, looking at the markets for the week ahead as we get into the new month, 29th of June today. This is 6 p.m. London time, 1 p.m. Eastern, New York. And so just looking at this one, so you've got a weekly chart on the right and the big chart is the daily. This is CTEC, Convatec Group in the UK, and I'm in this at 198 and it's sitting here at 214. So if we can wind up through 225, 230 longer term in the weeks ahead, who knows, maybe into the back end of this year, with a fair wind we might get back up to £3. We were last there in June last year, just over a year ago, and so we need to break out of this funnel pattern, and we are seeing higher volumes down here, so we're moving higher on a volume, so that is a good sign with Convatec CTEC in London. Very quick look around markets. Dollar index has been very high, broken up through this area here. This pink band is the 15th of May, which was used as a support here on the 15th of June before we poked up. So expecting some higher levels on dollar as we start to retrace from the January 25, February 25 breakdown. So I think we're going to see 104. Here we are, just above parity here on the dollar index. So at the moment the markets are holding up. If we now switch to the Dow, we can see we made a new all-time high on Thursday, and here we are trying to recover on this daily chart, trying to get back underneath that 59,700. We are extended on the weekly chart on the right. In fact, let's drag this week. This is the Dow, just a reminder. So if I pull that out, you can see we are getting high. We did close marginally higher last week, and we've got a short week for the US because it's Independence Day holiday on Friday, and we've got monthly jobs on Thursday. So unless there's any major surprises, not expecting much this week, and that may be the kiss of death from my predictions. All the time we are holding up here. This could go up to 54.5 and 55. If at any stage we start closing under the 51, then I'd expect that to break that trend line support and start heading down to 47, if not lower. But in the meantime, no reason to sell, and all looking good. FTSE is holding up as we have a leadership election coming up, or leadership change coming up, I should say. Get above this 10,600, and we're going to go and see 11.5. Start to fail down here, start to close under this 10.5, and if we don't hold 10,000, we are going to get right back down to 9,000 fairly quickly. Again, no reason to sell. Gold not doing a lot at the moment apart from pulling back on this weekly chart. It's worth watching the weekly at the moment. If we break under this 4,000, then we're going to see 3.5 pretty quick. The strong dollar is pegging this back, so you can see the support I've got highlighted here, but if we break the 4,000, we're going to see 3,800 and possibly lower pretty quick. And wheat is just holding the daily 200, otherwise not much to report on that at the moment. That looks as if we're going to want to see 5 3/4. If that holds and then we get back above 6, then maybe we can start to motor. But crop reports must be coming in soon. I'll look them up. Right, let me go and look at a few stocks. Right, Diageo. That looks good. See how we're breaking out on that weekly chart. I think we can go and see 17 and then potentially go back to the 19 and the 20. If you pan back from that, we do look as if we are sitting up, getting ready to push higher back into the drop zone from February 24. If we close under 15, then that could be toast, short-term toast. And EasyJet, let's have a good time. We filled the gap from June 25, June last year. If we hold up here, I've bailed out of this, but it looks high. I think it's a takeover target if my memory serves me right. Seems to be somebody circling around EasyJet. Always look at SSP Group when I look at EasyJet. These are the airport caterers. I think this is looking very good. Any pullback to 175, 180, I think that's viable, with a view to that going back to 210 plus. If it runs, expect 230, 250 on SSP Group. I would take that back if we start closing underneath 175 on SSP. So I'm jumping around a bit here. Shaw Banking. So we had a good close last week. So we pull back to the average on volume. So that's a bit of a concern. Seen a lot of profit taking at this short-term resistance. So if we start closing up, I'm not that far above my entry at the moment. Got in too high on this one. Saw all this volume back in middle of May. Decent bar up here on the 20th, and then we pulled right back. I think I was in it by that time anyway. Yeah, got it. It turns out I got in too early this. I saw a double bottom here early May, and then it dipped to 288. But holding on. If let's see if we can sustain £3 and work higher on that one. That's all right, Andy. That's fine. Moving on to the next one. So we looked at CTEC, Camel, Central Asian Metals. Slightly underwater with this one. We are trying to hold. If gold gets hit, this is a copper miner, isn't it? I think. I should know that. And at the moment we're holding, the volume's picking up here. So with divergent on the RSI, yeah, copper mine, thanks. Divergent, got volume, so this is ticking boxes. Just need to get this up above 140, 150 on Camels, Central Asian Metals in London. And next we have, let me know what you want to look at. I'm still in this Metals one. Not doing anything. I'm expecting it to go back to 2.4 again. Dividend paid out to, right, okay. Dividend on, so that's Shawbrook. Camel, okay, Camel. Thanks. Right, next we have, let me go to my other list. Don't look at Rolls very often. Rolls is sitting up, looking higher. Glencore. Right, okay. Glencore is getting very interesting now. 492 is key support. Since ever since we've seen that 624, this is experiencing a lot of a deeper pullback. I was going through the commodity charts before I hooked up. Yeah, we are seeing some pullbacks here. I haven't looked at oil. I'll go and look at oil in a minute. Right, let's look at the banks. We've looked at Shawbrook. So Barclays holding up. This 450, nice little signal there, early June. If we pull back to £5 and hold, we're going to see 550. I think that is likely. Lloyd's, that's holding support. May dip 108, may dip into £1 again. If it does, that is viable. Target 122 on that one. Right, let's look at Wix. So I'm going to be patient and hold out for 180 on Wix. Seeing a decent move off of this 170. Hoping that will retest 180, 175, 180 before resuming an uptrend, a reversal I should say. Had a decent pullback. What I'm seeing here is a 3-wave pullback. So we're up there at 250. So we did a 1, 2, 3-wave correction, and now we're attempting to hold this breakout pattern and ultimately get above £2 and potentially wind itself back up again. If it gets under this 170, then be warned, I will stand aside and let that one go. Looking at RS. Right, okay, let's look at RS. Right, not looked at this for a while. Massive volume on Thursday, but we've closed underneath the Thursday bar. Okay. I need to make a note of this one. Okay, that's on my watch list. There is a gap down there at 550. Excuse me 1 second. Bit of hay fever today. So I would like to see some lower numbers in RS group, and then you are looking at Lofina. Iofina, right, yeah, I used to follow this one, haven't followed it for a while. Looks short-term lower to me. Again, there's a gap down there at 33. I'm currently 49. So, good one to watch. PAG. Paragon Banking. Yeah, I would like to see that retest £7. Let's put that one on as well. Okay, I mean, if you look at the weekly on this one, it is looking, it's had a good ride from 370 into 935. Strong stock. Just going to let that one swim around a bit. What are you looking at on that one? I'm just going to look at a couple of defense stocks. You're looking back to £9, okay. Go and find my defense stocks. Come on, where are you? I was looking at these earlier. Oh, there we go. QQ. I would like to see that down there at 390. Gemring. Don't know if we're going to see it, but I would like to see 450. Avon. Let's update this chart on Avon. Ideally, I'd at least like to see 16. Look at Relks, okay. I'll come back to on Avon, but I'm just concentrating on Chemring and QQ at the moment. That one looks all right. That's Cohort. That is Kratos. I haven't done any research on Kratos. It just happens to be on my list. Okay, I need to just, wow, that's had a massive volume. All right, let me go and investigate that one and I'll come back to you on that. Yeah, let's pull up Relks. It's looking good, assuming we can hold this 2280. Volumes have been getting better. I'd be concerned if we broke down on under 22, but at the moment we are holding well. I mean, for this to run or to pick up, I would want to see that close above 25. If we can close above 25, then I think we can go and see 30, 31 again. That took a nasty dive back in early Feb. I was going to look at this one, Bridgeport BPT. I'm interested in this one purely because of this news on this one. I'd love to see 245 because the volume's not picked up on this, so I'm going to hope that they drag that back some. If I can get a decent pullback at 245, 250, I will get in there with a stop underneath that Friday low and see if that can wind its way back to £4 on Bridgepoint Group. Right, what else have I got? Let's look at a few US stocks now. Workday. That I've got a buy signal in there on last Friday. So if that comes into 1165, I mean Netflix. I'm just going to be a little bit more patient. That's quite a pricey stock at the moment still, despite having come down quite hard. Amazon. Ooh, decent pullback in Amazon. I want to see it go down to 22, so I'm going to hold out on that one. Now service. That's had a buy single last Friday. Yeah, I know MSTR, that was on my checklist and I've forgotten to go and look at it, so let's do that now. That cropped up today for me and I didn't go and look. Anything else I want to look at? No, right, let's go and look at MSTR. That is a very healthy buy signal. That is a very healthy reversal signal down there. Remind me what they do. This is Bitcoin related, isn't it? I'm just going to look it up. Bitcoin Treasury and Business Intelligence Company. Right, this is very interesting. I do like those signals. New low, close above, next day on volume. So my entry wish that a clear all facility. Right. Okay, I would still like to try and see 85 on that with a stop under that 70. And my target would be that 118. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Let's go and look at Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin is looking like, as you'd expect, it looks like Bitcoin's about to put in a buy signal. So this is a really bullish signal here. If you get a new low If you break a key level of support and get back in the next couple of days afterwards, then that is incredibly bullish. You see this so much in commodity type stocks. I think MSTR is a good play. Right, IBM. Yeah, looks good. I think it may want to pull back into that 2258, but yeah, looks good. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks a lot for your company. I hope that is a benefit to you. And yeah, I'll do some updates during the week. But yeah, some very interesting stocks, some interesting moves now. And if that Bitcoin is going to bottom out here and hold around this 60 mark, then stocks like MSTR should do well. Let's look at Mara. Yeah, this one should do as well. Right, thanks a lot, guys. See you soon. Bye.